This is USVI News, your Virgin Islands connection.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for USVI News. I'm Emily Matson. Virgin Islands police nab a fugitive wanted out of the state of Georgia. Officers with the Criminal Investigation Bureau arrested 35-year-old Eason Polk this week on St. Thomas. Polk is wanted in Georgia for identity theft and failure to appear. He will soon be extradited to Georgia to face the charges against him. Until then, he remains behind bars. On St. Thomas, a $1.3 million drainage project is coming along well. That's according to the Department of Public Works, which says phase 1 of the Belongo Bay drainage project is nearing completion. A DPW contractor installed bioretention basins to capture stormwater runoffs here and work to direct the excess stormwater to Belongo Bay. They also installed permeable pavers to absorb some of the stormwater into the ground. This is an area which has had issues for some time now. Concrete swales, a trench drain, and catch basins were also installed on roadside perimeters to help fix ongoing drainage issues. This project is expected to be completed, we're told, by this November. COVID-19 cases remain steady in the USVI and continue with a downward trend. There are currently 45 active COVID cases territory-wide, with 28 on St. Croix, 15 on St. Thomas, and 2 active cases right now on St. John. Meantime, children as young as 5 years old can now receive those updated COVID-19 booster shots, which target the Omicron variant. On Wednesday, the FDA authorized Pfizer-BioNTech's modified vaccine for kids ages 5 to 11, and Moderna's shot was cleared for kids ages 6 through 17. The final okay came from the director of the CDC. Both bivalent boosters target the BA4 and BA5 Omicron subvariants, in addition to the original coronavirus strain, in a single shot. The FDA says children who have received a 2-dose primary series of any vaccine and those who've received a booster are eligible to get the updated boosters as long as 2 months have passed. You can visit the Virgin Island Health Department's website for more information on where to get one of those updated COVID-19 booster shots. It is a rare but highly aggressive form of breast cancer that often mimics symptoms of a breast infection with subtle signs. Here's more on what one patient says she wishes she knew before being diagnosed with inflammatory breast cancer. When Lisa Overholzer started feeling pain near her left shoulder blade that shot to her shoulder and down her arm, she went to a doctor thinking she'd pinched a nerve.
The pain was just so unrelenting.
After a CT scan, Overholzer found out she had inflammatory breast cancer.
I know the quicker we find something, the easier it is to treat. And they're already talking stage 3 or stage 4. And at that moment, truly, I felt like your time's about done.
This rare but aggressive form of the disease has signs that can be subtle, including swelling of the skin on and around the breast, infection-like redness, and orange peel-like texture or dimpling of skin, changes in the nipple area, a feeling of heaviness in the breast, or tightening of the skin, and breast engorgement.
I have over a 30-year history in the healthcare professions. I'm a physical therapist assistant. But you know what? I still didn't know.
Overholzer's surgical oncologist, Dr. Ko-Un Clara Park, says this form of cancer is often misdiagnosed as a breast infection.
The most important thing for patients is if they experience a change in their breast, then they seek care with their providers and to obtain a mammogram to make sure that they are not missing something.
After treatment, Overholzer says her cancer isn't growing.
Every day is a good day. I just think a bad day is a real big waste of time, and I don't want to waste any of it.
What a great message and a great story as we are in Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Now, the surgical oncologist you heard from in that story says a mammogram may detect symptoms such as skin thickening, but may not show other signs of inflammatory breast cancer. Because of that, she says other tests may be needed for diagnosis, like an ultrasound, breast MRI, or skin biopsy. Feeling lucky? Lottery players in the Virgin Islands will have 2 chances to become a mega millionaire this weekend. The Mega Millions jackpot for Friday's drawing is an estimated $494 million, while the Powerball jackpot for Saturday's drawing is an estimated $454 million. The cash option on the Mega Millions prize is an estimated $248 million. For the Powerball, it's about $232 million. Not so shabby. Good luck. More grim news for the economy. A key measure of inflation is rising faster than expected. Isabel Rosales explains what this means for your wallet.
The Labor Department reporting a larger than expected increase Wednesday in the Producer Price Index. The report gauges prices paid for goods and services before they reach you, the consumer. Energy was up a little under 1% in September. Food prices jumped 1.2%. And services are up about 0.5%. While these increases represent the wholesale prices, they are likely to be passed on to the consumers in the form of higher grocery prices.
Historical experience suggests that the kind of inflation we have rarely returns to normal levels, to target levels of around 2% without some kind of recession.
The fight to bring down decades-high inflation has become a major concern for the Federal Reserve. The central bank has been hiking interest rates at an unprecedented pace in an effort to cool down the economy. But there are concerns that it's happening too fast and could soon lead to a recession.
No. Look, they've been saying this now every 6 months they say this.
President Joe Biden remains confident in the economy.
I don't think there will be a recession. If it is, it'll be a very slight recession.
I'm Isabel Rosales reporting.
And the holidays are right around the corner, and just about everything, as you just heard these days, the prices for travel are going up too, and it has many Americans rethinking their plans. Dania Backus reports.
Ricky Gamino is visiting Southern California and says inflation has him planning trips carefully.
Really planning ahead and maybe picking more affordable destinations, and finding the cheaper way to do things.
Many Americans are doing the same. A new report from Bankrate finds nearly 80% of people are changing their holiday travel plans because of rising costs. 26% say they will travel for fewer days, and 25% are selecting less expensive accommodations.
In the past, I would normally just rent a hotel while I was visiting, but this time I mixed it up, and so I'm staying with friends a couple nights.
Bankrate's Ted Rossman says it can also help to change the dates you travel.
Think about your timing. For Thanksgiving, for instance, a lot of people travel on Wednesday and Sunday. If you could think about maybe going a few days early or maybe staying a few extra days on the back end, that kind of zigging when others zag can save you some money and reduce the crowds.
Many people will skip the airport to save money. About 1 in 4 plan to drive instead of fly.
As high as gas prices are, airline fares have gone up tremendously as well.
Experts say no matter how you are getting to your destination, it's important to plan now.
Believe it or not, it's already getting kind of late in the game for holiday travel bookings. So I would say book as soon as you can, especially for flights. That's where we're seeing the biggest increases.
22% of holiday travelers plan to pay with reward points, which can help ease the pain of high prices.
So grim news for our pocketbooks, but here's some great news in terms of Hollywood entertainment. Elf star Will Ferrell and actor Ryan Reynolds are teaming up to help get you into the Christmas spirit this year. The comedic duo will headline the new Apple TV Plus Christmas movie titled Spirited. It's an updated take on the classic holiday fable, A Christmas Carol, with Reynolds stepping in as Ebenezer Scrooge. Ferrell takes Reynolds through various settings and time periods before introducing himself as the ghost of Christmas Present. Spirited will debut in theaters on November 11th. It'll stream globally on Apple TV Plus the next day on later the next week, the 18th of November.